Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet and of YouTube. Welcome back to Final Fantasy D6 Chronicles of Eno. I'm your host, as always, Skajarmas, otherwise known as Tone Shift. That music is too loud. Hold on a sec. There we go. That's better. Sorry, my music was too loud. Anyways, joining me today, we have the full cast of players. No one is missing, thank goodness. So, joining us after being absent from our non-canon birthday session last week, we have Hades Shadow 92, who is playing our male human Dark Knight Thanatos.
Sup?
We have last session's guest of honor, Lumina Starlight, playing our beloved female cyborg chocobo warrior Rocket.
Ahoy, Avasculan lovers!
Why are you a pirate all of a sudden?
Because I want to be.
Fiddle-dee-dee.
Pirate's life for me. Yo on a bottle of rum. Anyway.
Why is the rum always gone?
Where's the rum gone? Anyway. Next up, we have Darkness, who is playing, ironically, our male human paladin, Alistair.
Hey, everybody again.
And we have Tom 117Z, who is playing Neothil, our female Elvon ranger.
Hey.
So, luckily we're actually playing when we're supposed to, only a week after last time, so hooray for that! Been too long since we've been able to stay on schedule. Hopefully we can stay on schedule for a while. I'm not holding out hope.
There.
Anyway, so, to quickly recap, last session does not count. So, I'm gonna have to recap as if we didn't do last session. The party had, at last, returned from a trip outside of the city of Marasu, where they'd tracked down a group of cultists who are infected by this strange and dangerous plague that, if it doesn't kill you, converts you into some kind of cult-like person to further its spread. They had gone out into the foothills of the mountains of the island to try and dump a bunch of infected material into the river to spread it to the population of the city, who gets most of their drinking water from said river. The party chased after them across a couple days, caught up to them, and after a bit of a bump-in with a monster known as a River Hasnogwin, were able to take down the cultists, and after a bit of drama with a couple members of the party and something relating to their mysterious pasts, they began to return to the city of Marasu. Upon their return, they were rewarded with coin and essentially a day off, as the cultists had pulled back and seemingly needed to lick their wounds after the party had dealt, in rapid succession, heavy blow after heavy blow after heavy blow. The cult has gone silent for a while. The party has taken some time to rest and recuperate and buy some new equipment and gear and make a failed flirting attempt. Yes. Which ended with Neothil going to bed drunk, so we are actually having to start with that again.
I had to freaking carry her to bed.
Yes, you did. But, yeah. That is where we left off last time as far as the canon material goes, so if you will permit me just a moment.
Of course.
For all of the people in the audience, I would have you turn your attention to the chat, just to make sure you all remember that's where dice rolls show up.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, pay attention to that, to keep track of dice rolls made by the players and me. There won't be any notification noises. So you have to, and we're not the most punctual when it comes to actually saying what we roll. So pay that some attention if you're confused by an action that's taken and no one said any dice numbers or something. Guys, stop talking in chat like that. That's not what that's for. It's for dice!
I've got mine on standby.
We're just making sure they're paying attention to it.
I mean,
honestly.
Yeah, but...
Mine's just on standby when I need it.
You can't ignore the bois.
No.
War is eternal. It spreads.
No,
It infects. It uplifts.
And then we got the qua.
That's just Rocket being Rocket.
That's just chocobo noises. Anyways, so with that in mind and the recap out of the way, it's time for us to dive right in to this episode of Chronicles of Eno. So, we begin with the morning. The sun rises on a new day. I'm going to really quickly roll 1d4 to see who among you wakes up first.
Are we meant to be over there? With a yellow circle?
Oh shit, no, you're not. That was from
He
last.
didn't fix it from last time.
The known canon is sinking in. Oh no.
Brian didn't do his homework.
All right, 3. Alistair, you wake up first.
Of course, it's me. All right. Well, I got up, get ready for another day, hoping it's an easy one, and probably may check on Neophil at some point.
All right. You
And probably have to heal her head.
you assemble all your
Okay.
things, you head over, and do you knock on her door?
Mm-hmm.
Neothil, you're awake now. You have a blistering hangover.
Ow. Go away. It hurts.
Oh, I guess you don't require my services today. Less spell casting for me.
Just get your white mage wannabe ass in here.
Okay.
Very well
Okay,
then.
wanna be-
Nice to get a nice morning from you. As always.
My morning is pain, and I'm having a big sense of deja vu for some reason.
Shut up.
This is why I don't drink alcohol. Now hold still and stop your whining. Or we're never going to get through this.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere. Just keep the voice down, please. Thank you. Bye.
Very well then.
You-
Would I probably need to roll for this, don't I? Or not?
no, you don't have to roll to cast spells. You just subtract the MP from your max, and there you go.
Fair enough.
So
Which
you
is-
so you cast Poisona, as I said before.
Poisona?
Yep. A blue light kind of ripples around Neothil, and after a few seconds, the pounding headache in your head goes away. The dryness in your mouth is replaced by the nice lubrication of saliva. The kind of fuzzy vision clarifies a bit, and you are feeling very refreshed, albeit tired. The hangover made you not sleep very good, but you're feeling refreshed.
So how do you...
Huh. And I'm good. Good morning, Alice. Yeah. How's it? What was I saying?
Good to have you back. Now
Okay.
please stay like that.
I mean, no promises.
Of course.
She walks off, happy as can be, downstairs back into the bar.
All right, Rocket, you're the next one to wake up.
Okay.
So, and just for the sake of expediency, let's also say that Thanatos is kind of roused from his slumber by hearing Alistair and Neothil's exchange, so we'll get to him in just a second. Rocket, kind of the same as last time. It's kind of a cloudy day, and there's a little bit of snow falling from the sky. It's not sticking, so, it's just kind of hitting the ground and immediately melting away into slush and then water and fading. But it's there. It's going around.
Okay, I'm gonna shake my feathers off.
Some water droplets kind of go splattering around. It's chilly, so what you do with that is up to you.
Okay, I go inside.
All right.
Get warm.
All right. Well, I assume Neothil, Alistair, and Thanatos have all come down to the common room.
Yeah, like before, I'm off to the bar to get a drink of water.
Yep.
All right.
Actual water this time?
Yes, not the murder your insides water, the normal, actual, your body's made up of most of it water.
Well, easy enough. You're given a glass of water. Levain kind of nods at you from behind the counter. Seems kind of tired himself.
What are the others doing as I'm sipping on that? Both in the character and out of character.
Thanatos?
Rough night, man? To the bartender.
He kind of looks up and shrugs. This didn't sleep all that great. Temperatures are dropping and my blankets are not thick enough.
Winter
at
is
least we-
rapidly approaching.
Approaching, it's here.
What's the weather out like outside? I haven't yet to look out of a window.
Rocket could answer that.
It's snowing, but it's not sticking yet.
Hmm.
Snowing. I wonder if that would cause the infection rates to increase or decrease.
Hard to tell. Spreads via touch, so who knows?
Hmm. I'm just glad we didn't have a rude awakening of unwelcome guests. That's-
Well, even if we did, I'm sure you would have been able to fend them off like you did last time.
Thanks. Hmm. Speaking of which, I probably need to go back to the palace to see if there's any more information on their movements. Because I would never rest until I know we've dealt with this problem once and for all, to be honest.
Well, that's up to you. I know I'll be here doing my part. The man kind of takes a sip from his own glass of water. What are you guys doing?
Guess we'll head to the palace and see if they have another job for us.
It does seem to be our routine by this point.
Yeah.
Got anything better to do?
Well, one of the things I was thinking of doing, we'll see how much guild we have between us. Try to spread it evenly out.
Gil.
Well,
No deal.
guild, yeah. I know.
Figured that out.
I have very much noticed that out of yours, Alicia.
All right, well, if you're heading to the palace, anything you want to do before you head out?
Well, like I said, that's one of those. See how much we got between us. I mean,
Wow.
I have 252.
389.
as for me, I have 113 left. Hey, Rocket, you have anything?
I don't know.
I thought you had.
This is the part where you check your character sheet.
Yeah.
I did. It said 12.
Oh well, then you have 12 gil. you spent most of it on you spent most of it on your new armor.
Well, I thought you had like 200 something last time because I remember taking 100 off. Spend most of my guild to get it for her.
Maybe I do have like 100 or something. I'm not sure.
It would be.
Assume 12 for now, we can check the footage later.
Okay.
All right. Well, if that's all you're doing, then shall I move you up to the castle?
Yep.
Yours.
All right. Well, you arrive at the palace. No problem whatsoever. It takes you a little while. People seem to be out and about a bit more comfortably now. Seems like they are feeling a bit safer after your routine efforts to keep the cultists at bay and deal heavy blow after every blow to them. So people are looking much more comfortable than they did before. Anyways, after a while,
Go
ahead.
Despite all the struggle and problems we encountered, at least we're making a difference here, Mr. Brightside. Wouldn't you agree?
It's not over yet. I shouldn't get too comfortable.
True.
We still
That
don't know who or what caused this. That's the
Hmm.
worrying thing.
Yeah, but as long as we're making people happy, it makes me feel happy.
I can't
Not
help
sure
but feel like
happy
we're
is
missing
the right
something.
word.
Can't help but feel like we're missing something very important.
And that would be Rocket?
I'm not sure. I feel like a detail is right in front of our face that's gonna bite us in the butt later.
Can I roll an awareness check around the streets?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Roll an awareness check.
I might as well join in.
10.
That's me, because mine's pretty high.
So is mine. Oh, screw you, Alicia.
Well, nothing seems amiss in the streets.
There are people around?
10. Nothing seems wrong with the people around.
Phew. Let's continue on to the palace then.
Sorry about that. My dad decided to bug me, even though he knows I play D&D at this hour. Anyway.
See?
It's a problem with live recording of games. Anyway, so. Yeah, no, everything seems fine. You're not seeing anything out of place or out of the ordinary. Nothing's raising any alarm bells in your head. Just all seems fine.
Then we'll continue on to the palace then.
You're ushered inside and allowed to the throne room as per usual. Like, the guards, they know you pretty well at this point. They don't even stop you. So you make your way into the palace and you find your way to the throne room. As you're stepping in, you're greeted to an interesting sight. The table is kind of set aside, the one with the map, it's been set aside for now. The part that has you kind of interested is, Laren is pacing back and forth, his hands kind of clasped behind his back and an uncertain look on his face. Mika is leaning against one of the support pillars, and you don't even need to roll for this. Just a cursory look in her general direction reveals that she looks exhausted. There are bags under her eyes, her black hair is kind of messy and tangly, her usually vibrant pink eyes are just a little dull with tiredness and exhaustion. Her entire posture is slouched, and Tam's kind of standing next to her, hand on her shoulder, saying things in a hushed voice, as if trying to help her relax and calm down over something.
Can he just slightly turn to look at Rocket with a raised eyebrow? You're gonna wish you hadn't said anything, I think.
Goodness. What did we miss?
All eyes kind of look up as you say that. What the fuck is that?
What?
Hey, dude.
Who the hell did that?
Who
What
set off
happened?
the rockets?
I mean, it was me.
Your mic went bzz, bzz, bzz.
It made really loud noises as if you were beating it against your table. Yes, that! No, that's...
That's not me. That's darkness.
That's darkness. Nice, darkness. I thought it was you because your mic was going crazy at the time.
What the hell is up with your microphone, Darkness?
I don't know. I
Well,
didn't touch it.
fix it. Maybe it's something
Did
to
you
do... Maybe it's something to do with
breathe
the
into
port.
it?
It's something to do with the... No, that's not what that would sound like. Maybe it's something to do with the port. Check your plugs. Anyway,
Alright.
Anyways, so, as soon as Alistair, says that thing, goodness, what did we miss? Everyone's eyes kind of turn up to look at him, and Mika just kind of doesn't say anything, just kind of lets off a quiet breath and keeps leaning against the pillar, really looking tired, and Laren kind of looks over at Tim and says, "You know better than I do, you tell them." Tim sort of nods his head and turns to face the rest of you. "Well, we found out more about the plague thanks to the sample you brought us. What we found is concerning, to say the least."
And not favourable, I presume, by the general dour mood?
Very unfavorable. Kind of puts his hand on Mika's shoulder again, gives her a firm squeeze. "You can actually thank this little lady for the discovery. Even with my protest that she get rest, she kept working all throughout the night and was able to piece this together."
Oh, goodness.
He kind of releases Mika, steps forward. "Tell me, are any of you familiar with the concept of demi-amber?"
Can we roll a check?
Lore history. Roll for it.
Yeah, do I need that? New.
I don't know.
Dash roll 2d6.
Nope. None of my hand.
10.
I know jack shit.
All right. Well, Neothil and Rocket both know what this is. What demi-amber is, specifically. Excuse me. Demi-amber, and Neothil is surprisingly well informed about this. Probably comes from her education in...
And Skalala looking at random facts.
That too. Anyways, demi-amber is referred to as such because of its appearance. Orange crystals, but it's referred to as demi-amber because it doesn't grow out of trees. It grows out of the world itself, and it is an evil, evil thing. Demi-amber, while its origins aren't explicitly known, is theorized to house the essence of various evil things and all manner of things, and it's known to be the birthplace of creatures referred to as demons, monstrous creatures of immense dark power that have caused more than a little bit of trouble across the entire planet over the centuries that the mortal races have existed. Specifically, you, Neothil, you know that Demi-amber can be corruptive. It very rarely corrupts sentient beings, so none of the mortal races are commonly affected by the corruptive influence of amber, but they can be. It grows persistently and rises from the soil. There are entire regions that are infested with growths and spires of amber that are more or less completely off limits to civilian travel because of the demons that prowl those regions. Now, as a result of that, it's not as thoroughly studied as some think it should be, but what is very clearly known is it is exceedingly dangerous, and it creates demons, and it can sometimes turn good men and peaceful creatures into dangerous monsters, the likes of which the world can barely comprehend.
That explains the colors.
So, yeah, that's what you all know.
Who knew Skalala's random book reading would come in handy?
So,
Question, would this stuff come from a demon itself, potentially?
amber can grow out of the creatures it corrupts, yes. It's usually in very small studs, not enough to spread the corruption to other creatures, though. Usually just enough to help maintain the corruption in whatever it's grown out of.
Still, there could very well be a demon involved.
So yes, that's what you know. How much of that do you voice back to Tam, who, asked what you know?
Can I just say that maybe Neve recited what she knew from
Sure.
what
Yeah.
Skalala told her?
Yeah, sure. And Rocket, you largely know about this because people you traveled with before you took the ship to Marasu, they told you a lot of stories about the world while you were traveling, and among them, they told you about the Demi-amber.
Okay.
So that's how you know. Anyway, Alistair, you skipped that class in the Academy City.
Yeah.
you were taking other classes. History wasn't really your focus. And Thanatos, you didn't really get much of an education, so you weren't informed on the ins and outs of Amber. Anyways, Neothil recites what she knows, and once she's done, Tam gives a slow nod. Yes, well, after many hours and an entire sleepless night of hard work, Mika was able to determine, and I checked this, the plague it's originated from Demi-amber, which means somewhere in the city there is amber growing, and it's serving as the seed of the plague.
Do you think there may be a demon involved?
Possibly. Amber creates demons. The presence of a demon means amber, but the presence of amber does not necessarily mean the presence of a demon.
Oh, something would have had to place it there.
Possibly. It can grow, and shards of it can travel. Who knows how amber could have gotten into the city? What we know for sure is that that's what it is based on, and it stands to reason that if you survive the infection, you're not just losing your mind, you're being corrupted. You're being twisted.
Where could such a thing grow inside the city, and how could it be hidden? Are there any underground areas, tunnels?
There are the sewers, yes, but we already have guards patrolling those, at least in this area. Nothing's been found.
Have you checked the sewers and underground areas beneath the infected zones?
Not as of yet. Risky to try that.
Any idea
Where did the infection first appear?
It started in the warehouse in Doc's administration district. Near where I found you, actually. That's why I was searching in that area when I bumped into you. I was trying to find some clues to how things had started. Anything, really. Of course, all I found was you.
Is it possible that somebody brought this amber on a ship and planted it somewhere in the docks?
It's possible, but highly unlikely.
Could that warehouse have it? Could one of the warehouses have it?
Possible, again, but there are many warehouses down there. That would involve venturing through the infected regions of the city, among infected people who are potentially losing their minds, and among the corrupted cultists.
That would be the most logical area that it would start if the first plague victims appeared. They would have had to come into contact with this amber.
Indeed.
Then we must search then. It's the only way to be sure.
Either there's something that's been missed, or there's something new there that you don't know about.
Indeed.
Knowing where this came from, does that help us any closer to finding a cure?
It stands to reason that if we destroy the seed of the plague, if we find the shards of amber that are causing it, then the plague will cease to exist.
Would a big old fire spell do the trick?
I don't know. I've never actually come into contact with amber before.
So, let me get this straight, because forgive me for I have skipped a lesson, which, doing that, has come back to bite me, it seems. So if we do destroy it, then those who fall victim to it, would that mean they could be back to normal?
That would be the
It's
hope.
possible.
If nothing else, it seems safe to assume that it would stop spreading. The disease would start to die in its victims. It wouldn't go away overnight, but it would start to get better, and it would stop spreading. We could start
Give
to...
the city a future.
Exactly, yes.
I have to wonder though, wouldn't fire, not be the best option for it? You'd think with something like crystallized evil, you would need light.
Again, I'm not necessarily sure. I've never dabbled with amber myself, never faced it, never fought it. Only ever read
So
of
we
it.
have,
And again,
so we have no idea where it is, and we have no idea if we can destroy it or not.
Only a vague area of where it probably is, which is the docks. Warehouse district.
Do you know anyone in the city that may know more about it, or even has like a book or something of information about this?
I'm afraid not. If there is anyone who might know where it is, then they'd probably be a survivor in the infected regions. Not allowed through. Risk of infection.
All I want to know is the information to destroy it or get rid of it forever.
Are there any cultists remaining from that district?
How do you mean?
Anyone who might have come into contact with it specifically who we could interrogate?
Well, we haven't gotten any cultist prisoners, if that's what you're asking.
I'm just wondering if there's any particular known ones,
The only thing I can
individuals.
The only thing I can think of, if you want to know more about where the plague is originating from, would be the leader of the cult. But we don't know who he is. We don't know his name, we don't know his race, what he looks like, what he's capable of.
How do you know
Either
gender?
way,
Either way,
Not
what we should focus on is finding it. And these cultists seem to have some connection to it.
the way
If we
I
can-
see it, the way we find it is through this leader. Like, he has to be the leader for a reason. Maybe he was the first one to turn.
well, it's obvious what we must do then. It's just a plan, I suppose. We have to get ready with anything we can see is valuable to take with us to keep ourselves alive, and hopefully bump into a few cultists. But if we could capture one, interrogate him, and find out where the leader is.
Oh, I
Then
can
we might
make
be
him
able to-
talk. Trust me.
I recall you suggesting his plan earlier. At the time, I thought too much of a risk, but now it seems imperative.
It'd be
Hmm.
too risky to bring him here, but we can
Maybe-
interrogate him in the field.
It may be
Do you
risky
remember
to
that
go out.
tavern we were in when we first arrived?
Yes.
That's a place we know. Why don't we take him there?
Yes.
Good idea.
I know it's crazy, but Neofor was right. We could get some information, and I'm sure Anatos could do whatever it means to get the information out of him.
Fortunately, my training included a good bit of hunting.
That's handy. As for me, I guess I stand by if any of you need the healing if the cultist is proving difficult.
Or for him if Thanatos is taking a while.
Well, I say, yeah, I suppose, yeah. I say he had more of a better chance of interrogating than I do. I think my kill him. I can't really control it.
So we're agreed, finding a cultist, taking you to that tavern, getting the information we need?
It's the only way, I guess.
If he doesn't know anything about the amber itself, he'll at least can maybe lead us to their leader.
What's your opinion, Rocket?
I say we go for it.
And we're agreed. Laren?
go. Let's go catch cultists.
Laren kind of gives a slow nod of his head. It seems dangerous and exceedingly risky, but you've already thrown yourselves in front of the fire for us numerous times. If we're right about this, if you're right about this, then this might be the big break we've been looking for. Go on, then. He then turns to Meek and says, and you go get some rest. You've earned it. Several times over. Mika just kind of shakily nods her head. Right. Kind of sluggishly shoves herself away from the wall and starts sort of dragging herself towards a door in the back that you presume would lead to her quarters eventually. And Tam kind of goes with her, gives you a look over her shoulder. Good luck. And passes the door and closes behind them.
Well then, let's go find ourselves a cultist.
Yes.
Alright, so, if that's the plan, I need you guys to tell me where specifically you're going to be searching.
Let's start around the tavern area where we first encountered at one.
That's where we intend to do that. Well, I say head in that direction. Keep an eyes and ears out. If we don't encounter one when we get there, start spreading out throughout the district and search.
Yeah, plus
that district has to be the focal point.
Plus, it's best to check if it's still clear. We never know what happened. It's been a while.
That is true. We better make sure it's We better make sure it's clear before we start taking anybody there.
All right. Well, let through the barricade from the 2 squares. The guards wish you luck. Pass through. You notice that actually, no, scratch that. Never mind. That doesn't make any sense. And you're soon crossing the bridge that Tam once brought you across that leads you into the Warehouses and Docks Administration District. So, at this point, I am going to ask you all to sort of point out locations that you wish to explore. You know, for yourselves.
So we're currently in the palace. Are we there?
No, we just.
I know we're there.
Over here.
Right.
I've moved y'all.
So, which was the building on this map? That was the initial tavern? The market?
The initial tavern was this building here.
Yeah, I thought it was
So
that.
this one.
So you're heading.
Alright. So if we follow the streets and just go, let's have a nosy around buildings by building to see who's about.
Yeah, but just
Till we
taking
reach
care. It is a risk of a ambush. We have 2 ways to go there from the looks of it. We have this
Why does
way.
this feel slightly endgamey from Arasu?
We're in their territory, so I would expect an ambush.
No enough, their bloody leader.
Yeah. I mean, the open area here is less buildings, so less.
Let's have a look around this one
Get
first,
flanked.
as it's the first one to our left.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so you're just walking straight down the street?
Yeah.
Can I roll awareness as we're going?
Sure. In fact, everyone roll awareness.
Same. Yep.
Ah, God, there's that noise again.
That was him stretching and hitting the mic, I think.
Whoops. Because I thought it couldn't be mine. I don't even hardly use that.
8, 11, 12.
On Alistair's.
Yeah.
He needs,
I'm gonna need a new
he
keyboard.
needs to find a faster means of typing out his rolls.
What I really need is
You
a
can
new
tell which of us
keyboard.
are the experienced typers.
All right.
To be fair, I'm used to writing, not typing.
You know, I could write a 2,000 word chapter quite quickly, but if you want me to write the same chapter or something in written form, it would take me forever.
All right. Well, as you're kind of heading along, Thanatos, Rocket, Alistair, kind of your eyes sort of scan ahead, and you see Rocket, especially. You know, her cybernetic eye kind of refocuses a bit, and the three of you notice that there's someone hiding out in an alleyway right about here, directly at that intersection in front of you, watching you.
Here.
Yeah, like I'll just sort of draw it in with like little right there.
Oh, no, right here. Right, so there's no way around that without noticing. Right. How do you want to deal with this? Well, I'll say we found our cultist pretty quickly, potentially.
Well,
Maybe.
there's
We don't know who it is.
well, there's two things we can do. Nee can take a shot at the leg and see if we can immobilize him.
Oh, I don't want to know until we
No.
know for sure who this is, because if that's just someone like the mystery
Fine.
informant that's just come out of nowhere, then oops.
Who's there?
Or you could just shout right away. Okay.
All right. Well, the second you say that, the figure bolts, running back,
Fucking go.
running back down the alley.
But be careful on awareness. Don't go alone.
We're,
That could very well be an ambush ahead.
we're maintaining
Oh,
the
yeah.
awareness checks you all made, so.
Yeah.
Alright, can we
Well, we
run
got-
to the entrance to the alley?
Yep, you can definitely do that. You see that, looks to be a person relatively decently dressed, like he's dressed in like the same sort of basic armor you'd see from the cultists. You can assume by extension that this guy is a cultist. So, I need, okay. So yeah, you're giving chase?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. You kind of,
Yep.
so you kind of chase him out into this big sort of plaza area. It's very kind of ramshackle. It's just a bunch of big wooden warehouses. The guy kind of goes darting through this alleyway.
Up to the docks. Hold on, alright. Can
Please,
we
wait.
split up here? If two of us head down this alleyway, it depends on which.
Give us
Like,
the
actually,
other way.
if he,
I like your thinking.
if will he go this way though, or this way? That's the question.
Yeah.
Well,
I
we
think
could cut him off at both sides.
if we can,
Two of us head down the middle. One of us to the left. One of us to the right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, who's
All
going
right.
what directions?
I'll hit left.
I'm gonna follow on straight.
all right.
Give me. Right. So
What about Thanatos and Rocket?
Thanatos and Rocket
Okay.
go straight. Neothil go left. Alistair go right.
I was gonna go straight after him because I'm calling out to him to try to stop him.
Well,
So-
all right.
Who's going
Okay.
white?
By the way, guys, do you see the ruler tool?
Mhm.
It's below the magnifying glass in the toolbar on the left. Try using
Yeah.
that to point where you guys are going. It's a bit easier to deal
Alright,
with.
so I'm going this way after the cultist. I know someone's going left, but who's going to go right?
There you go.
Then what's the last person to do? Follow after me?
I guess.
So, me left, Rocket right, Thanatos and out, and
Yep.
Alicia there.
This,
Alright.
He went this way, Thanatos.
All right. We'll just.
All right. If
I'll cut him off left. Rocket, cut him right. Let's go.
All right. If everyone could really quickly roll me athletics checks to try and outrun this guy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I just need to quickly check.
Alright, luckily that's also a big old 4.
Woo.
10. I'm getting 10 almost every roll.
Okay, we got +2 for let's hit.
Dark Knights for the win.
Yep, it looks like that. No way I'm going to beat that, but I'll give it a shot. Right.
Excuse me.
Is that enough of a roll to catch up and tackle him to the ground?
Second.
Well, okay. Who was going right?
I believe Rocket.
All right. So Rocket goes running to the right, heading down here, and she realizes only once she's gotten to this point in the docks here that he went the wrong way, because that is not the direction the cultist is turning. He's going this way. Kind
Well,
of.
it blocks his escape.
It was to me.
Yep.
Well, I went the way I was told to go.
Please stop.
So you guys
Don't
are
mean
so,
any
yeah,
harm.
so yeah, you guys are gaining on him, but you haven't caught him yet. And Neothil, you arrive at the cross section there at pretty much the same time as he goes blitzing past it. You just missed the chance to intercept him. He rolled even.
Can I just shoot him in the leg?
Hit him in the leg, please.
No,
don't.
don't harm him. We need him alive.
We need him
It's just a
alive.
leg.
Well,
But if we hurt him,
okay, go,
might not then answer us.
go
Oh,
ahead.
he'll talk.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll, but suffer a -4 penalty because he's running and you're running.
Hold on. Trick shot.
Okay.
Trick shot. Come on, Tom.
please don't.
He'll be fine. He'll
So what does
talk.
trick shot give me again, specifically?
It lets you hit things that you normally wouldn't be able to hit due to them being like around corners and shit.
Or running away really fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, as long as it's in your
Uh,
line of sight, then trick shot doesn't really apply. But you can use it if you want. It's just it won't really give you anything useful here.
Damn.
All right. Come on, Nee. You can do it.
I mean, we're gaining.
Alright, so it's minus what because of this?
4.
4.
Alright, so it's...
Come on, Nee. You got this.
That's to hit, right?
The hit, yeah.
Alright, so 2d6, my accuracy is only 3, so it's 2d6 minus 1.
Come on, Nee.
Oh,
11.
okay.
Critical success.
Oh,
Jesus, all right.
Yeah!
Okay, roll damage.
I was like,
Oh,
fuck
bugger.
this. Raises crossbow, fires.
Hit him in the
Wait.
fucking leg.
oh.
He'll be
This is gonna
fine,
be a fun
Don.
thing to do in the game.
Just make
Alright,
sure you don't
so-
hit anything vital.
2d6 plus 9. Oh, don't worry, I know where to hit him.
If only there was a side to hit, so it may come down on his head.
Oh.
19.
Okay, and did you
But dwarf reference.
and you've multiplied that by 2?
It was times 2.
Because it's a critical success.
Yeah, you roll normal damage and then
you
multiply
roll
the
260.
you multiply the end result of a damage
dear.
roll by 2. So
Well, that's 36.
all right.
So much for non-lethal.
That's-
All right, well, you fire off the shot, zooms through the air and hits the guy right in the calf, and there's a spray of blood, and he goes flying forward and face plants into the dirt.
Please tell me he's not dead.
Well, we do have a phoenix down.
He's trying to drag himself along, so no, he's still alive.
All right, run him down.
I'm both impressed with my own shot and the fact he survived it. Rocket, grab him.
Let's hit Rocket.
Okay.
Sit.
We were just gaining as well.
All right,
Oh,
Well,
dear.
now we can game faster.
you come running up to the poor son of a bitch, and he kind of rolls over onto his back, his trembling hands kind of hovering over where the arrowhead is sticking out of his ankles, like, fuck, oh god! As he looks up at you and sees you all approaching, he's trying to scoot back, he's panicking.
Cooperate, and we might actually help you with that.
What do you want?
Deep breaths. It's okay. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. I'm sorry for
Now-
my friend. She got a little bit trigger happy. Very sorry
Can we
for that. But
give him a basic patch job and then drag him to that tavern?
Hmm.
Somewhere that's not quite as exposed as a street.
Mm,
Yeah.
Mm.
Patch him up to where it stops the bleeding.
mm.
Rocket, he tries to
Right.
make a run for it. Jump on him.
Alright,
Okay,
can we-
please don't-
I've got his tail.
He doesn't,
Please
have,
don't-
he doesn't have a tail, this guy's a human.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Never mind.
Shot collar or something.
Alright, whoever's tending to his wounds, make a healing check.
I would
Right.
imagine Alice here.
That would be me. Yeah.
I have
Okay.
I have skill healing too. Alice,
That's
what's
the first
yours?
thing. Mine would be 4. That's why I was going
Alright.
to do it.
Like,
This
don't do a
one is
healing
yours?
spell. Just extract the
No,
arrow,
of this healing, of this removing the
Yeah.
arrow and covering up the wound.
just so he doesn't bleed out.
Right, I'm going to remove the arrow. I don't want you to scream. Just
Oh, he's gonna scream.
put this in your mouth. We're going to help you.
What did you put into his
Don't-
mouth? What have you put in his mouth?
For a rag.
There's like a random rag or twig I could find.
All right, so you pick up like a fistful of moss and just shove it in his mouth.
Well, it's better
Sorry,
than him
man.
biting his tongue.
But trust me, you're going to need that. Just don't swallow. Okay.
Fortunately, that's something me never has a problem with.
All right,
We didn't see if anyone twigged onto that joke.
all right. That your
Oh
medicine
my.
check? 10.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Mhm.
yeah.
is it.
You remove the crossbow bolt, and you quickly set about bandaging it up. And the guy's definitely like doing his level best to keep from screaming his eyes out. He still looks absolutely terrified of you, lot. His eyes darting between all of you and looking for any possible way of escape.
Oh, he knows nothing.
Now, your wound is decent, but not great. We're here to just ask you some simple questions. If you come with us willingly, we promise no harm will come to you. We just need answers, okay? Just
Not like you
please,
can walk anyway.
Deep breaths.
Make a negotiation check.
Got it. I had to go for the most awkward of keyboards to use, but it looked cool. Anyway, negotiations. Got it. Just 2d6. Okay. And let's see. Oh, bollocks. I forgot the R. Try again. Fuck. Ah.
He kind of
Yeah.
he kind of sucks in a deep breath through his nose, spits out the moss. You can do whatever you want to me. I am not telling you anything.
We'll
Alright.
see. Thanatos,
Alright.
help me drag him.
With pleasure.
You should have cooperated, buddy. It's out of my hands.
What's,
Do we need to roll anything for dragging his sorry ass to the tavern?
what's the roll you just made, Rocket?
Negotiation.
You didn't say anything, so that's a wasted roll.
I said negotiating didn't work, so let's try the fun way.
All right, so you start.
I wouldn't call it the fun way, just the necessary one.
Well,
Oh, it's fun for him, but not for the cultist.
all right. Well, you start dragging him along, and he's trying to resist, but I mean, his calf is fucked up, and even with that bandage, like still has a giant gaping hole in his leg, so there ain't much he can do about it. Soon enough, you're entering into familiar territory, and you see the beach down below where you first arrived on this godforsaken island and city. And you soon find yourself stepping back into the tavern that you first introduced each other in. Yeah, my words. Stepping inside, it's just as dark and dull as you remember. The stench of rot has gotten a bit stronger in the week since you were last here. Probably because the body behind the counter has decomposed some, as has the body you left in that bedroom.
Let's go into one of the other back rooms. It's not where we left our original friend. Grab one of those chairs, stick him in it.
I mean, yeah, there are plenty of chairs just strewn about the common room, so
It-
you grab one of those and you stick the cultist in it. Kind of lands with some.
All right.
In that, if we're all done here, I will stand guard outside. I am not one for interrogating. As I said previously, I'm usually the one that delivers them, not does it myself.
I think I'm gonna join you. Good luck, Thanatos. And as for you, cultists, you best talk as soon as you can.
You want to join us, Rocket, or are you staying to help Thanatos?
I think I'll stay and try to talk to him.
Make sure he
Go
doesn't.
bad
Try,
cop. Good luck.
make sure he doesn't try to
Good
bolt.
guard, bad guard, I suppose.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. May I start?
ahead.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Just shout if you need us to come in running in.
You just keep an eye outside. All right,
So,
then.
Lee, what do you think he's going to do to him?
Let's just let them do their scene. We'll talk later.
So,
Hmm.
Rocket and
All right,
Thanatos,
then,
you are
friend.
alone with the cultist in the chair.
All right, then, my friend. Let's have a chat.
I have nothing to say to you.
Were you leading
Wow.
us into a trap?
I didn't even know you were coming.
A scout, then. Or a lookout.
Probably a lookout.
He's not saying anything. He's staying quiet.
Ah, silent treatment. I understand. Just to let you know, I would suggest you stay in that chair. My friend here is quite fast and quite strong.
And I also break balls.
Staying quiet.
All right, then. So, here's what we want to know. Either two things. One, you tell us where your leader is. Or two, you tell us where the demi-amber is planted.
His eyes kind of widen a bit at the mentioning of the word demi-amber. Quick to compose himself. Well, even if I knew where my leader was, I wouldn't rat him out to you. And what the hell do you mean, demi-amber?
Oh, you know, that it's very interesting stuff, and don't think I didn't see that reaction.
He's starting to shake a little bit.
Now, here's how this is going to work. You're going to tell us what we want to know. If you cooperate, my friend Alistair out there will patch up that leg and we'll let you go. How's that for a deal?
And if I refuse to play along?
Then I have to get a little rough.
And I have to break your... you know.
So, I take it the answer is no, then?
Do your worst.
Very well, then.
He will regret those words.
Isn't this technically double bad cop? This is the third.
Well, Rocket will probably be a little more gentle with it. Watch this.
Oh no, she's gonna go for the.
I mean, by the way, I break bulbs. Yes, gentle, clearly.
Yeah.
You're not gonna
So-
need those in life, so goodbye. Yeah.
All right. So, I go just behind him and just put my hands on his shoulders. Listen. I would highly suggest you cooperate. You ever heard of Dark Knights?
His face kind of scrunches up a bit in confusion. No, I have not. What are you talking about?
Let me tell you a little something. After the first year of training, we're taught many things. My master was not gentle, I might say. He made me watch him do an interrogation. This poor guy tried to ambush us. So we wanted to know where he and his buddies were hiding. And let's just say, I had nightmares for a week after what he did.
Roll me a negotiation check. This will serve as intimidation. All right, 10. Okay. He kind of shrinks down a little as you're saying those words into his ear, kind of looks away. You're bluffing. You have to be. I've heard of such a thing as a dark night.
Did he get it? He's Batman.
Let's. All right. I kick him out of the chair.
Alright, not gonna necessitate any rolls here. Where are you kicking him? Like leg, hip,
Just-
side of the head? Where?
I'm kicking the chair to knock him out of it and make him land on his belly side.
Alright, well. The chair topples over, he goes with it. Ah! Kind of slides a few feet across the floor, kind of flops onto his back and looks up at you.
All right. I'll ask again. This is the last nice time I might ask. Tell us what we want to know.
Roll me that negotiation check again. Go ahead and give yourself an additional +3 for a total of +4 on it. Because you're being spooky right now. Alright. That's okay. After a moment of kind of shaking under your gaze, he sort of screws his eyes shut and says, "Forgive me, I can't help you if I'm dead." He then opens his eyes, looks up at you and says, all right. I don't know exactly where my master is, but I know a common meeting point he has for some of his superiors.
Now, see, that wasn't so hard.
I misspoke,
Where?
by the way. I didn't mean superiors. I meant some of his closer coworkers.
Mm-hmm.
And in answer to your question, kind of says, "Oh, do you have a map?"
See. Who had the map between us?
We can just say you have it on you.
All right. I put the map down, and then I guess pull up. I guess, do I have a pen?
He just kind of pulls himself over and points at a spot with one of his fingers, and it's actually kind of a bloodied finger, so he leaves a little blood stain on the map. Marks this spot right here.
All right. How many of you are there?
I don't know how many are there right now, if any. It might be devoid if you go there. I was just supposed to watch the bridge.
What are the defenses like?
It's just a meeting point. There aren't really defenses.
All right, then.
I mean, if they're having a meeting, then yes, there will be defenses in the form of those present, and the abilities they can bring, but we'll just draw
All right.
suspicion to fortify the location. And we're trying not to be caught by you, thank you very much.
Yeah, you seem to be doing really great at that.
He doesn't say anything.
Now, what about the demi-amber?
I don't know.
You seem to have quite the reaction when I said it the first time.
Because I didn't expect people like you to even know it was here.
Have you seen the glowy rock?
I have not. The Master has many secrets, and the location of the source of our knowledge is his most closely guarded one.
What's his name?
Saran. Saran Junleo. You remember that
Interesting.
name. One day all of you will be taking the knee before him. That I assure you.
I'm certain of that. Anything else you'd like to share?
You'll lose. His eyes start over to Rocket. All of you. You'll all lose in the end. You can't stop what's coming after you. It's coming after everything.
Alright, I've had enough. I kick him in the head and knock him out.
And he's out cold.
On hearing the thud and collapsing dude in like a sack of potatoes, can I return inside?
Oh yeah, totally. Kind of,
Mm-hmm.
and you see the guy unconscious and The map on the floor with a little blood spot on it.
Well done.
Did you
Thanatos.
get anything good, or did you just get tired of his shit?
Yeah, a little of both.
Let's hit
You know,
the
like-
good part then.
And he seems to still be breathing. Well done, I suppose.
He cooperated. He's lucky. He's lucky I didn't have to go to more drastic measures. Luckily for us, I pick up the map and show it to Nia and Alice here.
Well,
That's
I'm
so
glad it
good.
was you doing it. I'm not sure I could be so bloodthirsty in a non-combat situation.
Well, it's all good and all, but since he's still alive, what do we do with him?
You can see to his wounds if you want, and then we'll put him. We'll move him. Don't know where.
To be honest, I think he chose the wrong side.
Well, if he didn't
Most
choose
likely.
anything, he's infected.
Most likely, he didn't have a choice.
We could put him on the beach.
We'll tie him to the chair, then work his way out over time.
That'd probably be a better idea. We don't want him running off and alerting them of what we're doing.
Yeah. It would take him a while to get out of it.
All right. That the plan then?
Yep.
Pretty easy to do. The guy's unconscious. He doesn't put up any sort of fight. And after, you spend about, I'd say, 5 or 10 minutes getting him tied and secured to the chair. It'll take him a long time to wiggle his way out of that when he comes to. That done, you pick up your map, and how do you wish to proceed?
So, we have the map to where this meeting place is, don't we?
Right there.
Let's
Right.
see.
So there.
So let's go check out this meeting area.
Let's go slowly. Try and listen in what they're saying before we intervene.
Yes. Proceed with caution and hope we won't get spotted anymore.
All right. Well, you're setting out.
Indeed.
All right. Well, head through the streets. What route you taking?
I think it'd be safer if we take the outskirts of the city. If we
All
go
through
in-
the alleyways.
So, like, head along here, for example?
Yes. I'd say it's the
I
more safer route.
either that or something like alleyway, 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 alleyway.
Alleyways are also a good spot to be ambushed.
Or we could run into more. But at the same time, being out in the open on the wall there.
Well, I suppose we should all vote on it. Who
So
wants to go to the
Alice is for
Yeah, I'm going on the outside.
I'm for alleyways, Rocket, Thanatos.
Honestly, I think the alleyways would be safer. We'd be
Yeah, same here.
That's 3-1
Alleyways.
vote. Alleyways it is.
All right.
Yeah.
less likely for us to be seen.
I love democracy.
All right. Well,
Rocket, since you have the better eye than us, would you like to lead?
I suppose so.
all right. Steadily begin to make your way in that direction, cutting through alleyways and whatnot. Getting on towards early afternoon as you're cutting your way through alleyways and whatnot, and as you're going, you notice that the terrain around you is starting to look a bit less green. Like Marasu is not exactly a clean or pretty city. It's very muddy and very dirty pretty much everywhere, but it's starting to get worse here. What few trees there are sort of peppered around are starting to become... You're noticing a lot of dead trees.
That's not a good sign.
And a lot of spots where there would normally be grass, the grass is like decayed into mulch. It kind of squishes under your feet as you're going along. Just
This is definitely the land of the dead.
Well, I do have a feeling we're getting closer to the source of this. What was it called again?
the seat of the plague.
No, I mean the crystal
Damn.
thing.
Oh, Demi Amber, or just Amber for short.
Yeah.
You can just call it Amber, and I'll know what you're talking about.
I have a feeling we're getting close to the source of the Demi Amber.
If you see the demi-amber, don't go near it.
Oh yes, because I was expecting to shove my face straight in
Anyways,
Thank you, Alistair, for that piece of advice.
All right, so
Alistair, do you even know what it looks like?
it looks like
Maybe, I
amber.
mean, if
That's
it's-
why it's called amber.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, you heading up this street, or do you want to still take one of the alleys?
Let's take the alleyway and see if we can listen in.
Yes.
Worth noting, it looks like none of the alleyways actually.
Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Oh.
It looks like none of the alleyways directly lead to where the meeting point is marked. Y'all kind of stopped somewhat short of it, so.
So,
Here's a question. Are most of the buildings around the meeting point intact?
They're intact. Look kind of old. This looks to be an older part of the city. These
should
aren't.
we get inside one?
Or could Nee get on top of one?
That too.
Could try.
Tell you what, how high is the building up from us? The rooftops?
It varies there, but most of them look to be 2 stories tall. They all look to be like a wide range of either warehouse or office buildings, so.
How big is the wall compared to the initial wall on the beach?
Well, I mean, the wall on the initial beach was 15 feet high. How tall usually is a 2-story building? Darkness, your mic's making noises again.
Yeah, sorry, I was stretching over to get something. Because I was doing this. I'm doing an awareness check.
Alright.
Every story is approximately 10 feet, so it'd be around 20 feet, so it's 5 feet more.
Yeah.
Well, here's the plan.
I got 11.
Go into one of the alleyways. I'm going to do a running jump up both walls onto one of the rooftops. Or if all else fails, you can give me a boost.
Well, I was doing an awareness check to see if there's any sign of anyone around or watching. Shadows.
You're not seeing anyone at the moment, no.
Alright, can I attempt to get on the rooftops?
Sure, make an athletics, acrobatics check, whatever it is.
Seems to be clear for now.
Show us that Ranger athletics.
6.
There you go.
I completely maxed it out.
There you go.
Oh, knee!
Nat and critical success, alright. Yeah, no problem whatsoever. There are a lot more handholds and things sticking out the sides of the buildings. You find yourself grateful for the Mithran architectural style of having a lot of hanging posts, and you use those as grapple points to kind of just gracefully launch from one spot to another, just dot, 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 and you land with a little, kind of like a superhero stance when you land on the roof, just you have a
This is just where Neophil shines, jumping up things.
you have an elevated
Good idea.
and you have an elevated view of
Neophil.
things.
Alright.
Can I say back down to the others? Stay a street away. I'll go over to the meeting point and I'll shout if I need you.
Yeah, sure, you can.
Got
do
it.
that.
We hold back.
Alright.
Make my way carefully and stealthily, if possible, over to the meeting point.
Alright, roll me a stealth check.
Double check. Stealth.
Oh. Please tell me you have stealth.
Yes, 4.
There you go. Another critical success. Come on, Tom.
Close enough.
Alright,
11.
11. Alright. Well, with that in mind,
Oh, I need to zoom out a bit here.
Woo! I need to zoom out.
I had to zoom out too. You find your.
Larry!
So, yeah, go ahead and move yourself appropriately. You're on this roof down here. Alright. So, you kind of give the area a sweeping look. And, you looking for anything in particular, or?
Signs of life.
Roll an awareness check.
Signs of life or sights of life.
11 again.
Alright. For a moment, you're not seeing anything. But then, after a little bit,
Oh.
you see a man stepping up on one of the other rooftops. And I happen to have a drawing of him
Oh.
Bad guy.
Uh.
I don't see it yet. It's currently.
I see a
I
tail.
see it. Oh my
Oh no!
goodness.
There it is.
I see a
This
tail.
boss fight.
We'll zoom out of that a
Uh-oh.
bit, probably. As it is, you see a male Mithra with who's has sort of this spiky, rough, uneven red hair that reaches down to the back of his neck. He has a sort of thick stubble growing all over his chin and jawline. His eyes are an intense shade of orange, and a neatly combed tail kind of swishes about behind him. He is dressed in what looks to be kind of a plain red vest, which is put over a darker blue shirt. His hands are clad in fingerless gloves, and at his side is sheathed a very spiky and interesting custom-built rapier. His eyes kind of trail over the area a little bit, taking it all in. And
Please don't get spotted. Please don't get spotted.
I stealth my way over here. It's fine. I've lost the check. See?
kind of folds his hands behind his back and just keeps looking around. Gust blows by, making his little cape-like thing he has around his waist sort of billow in the wind. He looks sure of himself, confident. He has a sort of cocky grin plastered on his face.
Hmm.
How do you wish to proceed?
I'm just going to continue lay low and watching for the time being.
Well, aren't you going to alert us of what you've seen?
Well, I can't do that without alerting him, so no.
I meant
Yeah,
sneak
just-
back, obviously.
Well, I need to
No.
watch this. The whole point of me going over here was to listen in on this meeting that's about to happen.
I know, but we don't know because we're holding back.
Yeah, I told you to hold back until I shout that you need me. And I don't need you yet, so shh.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's see here.
I'll need you if I get spotted or if the meeting concludes and they're about to depart, and then you can attack.
Well, all right. Couple minutes pass. Nothing happens. He's just standing there, waiting.
So you're waiting for us.
Can I do an awareness check to see if there's anything else of interest on there?
Go ahead and roll it.
Alright. And
You're not seeing much else.
also, he came out of this house, did he not?
He was hanging out on the roof over here. Yeah.
Or he's on the roof.
Yeah, he's standing on the chimney.
Yes.
Chimney right here, and he's standing on that.
Alright.
Yeah.
Good thing I'm laying low then, otherwise you wouldn't see me. Alright, I'm just gonna keep waiting for this a while longer.
Well, after a couple minutes, he kind of turns around, steps down from the chimney, steps back here a little ways, and you lose sight of him.
Uh-oh.
I'll roll another awareness check to see if there's anything else changing. 12.
Well, as you're doing that, you actually do see something. You see-
Aye.
Yeah.
He's coming. Oh no.
On the building to the left of you, you see what appears to be a cultist holding a bow and arrow, just kind of... He looks like he's trying to be stealthy, and he's been doing a great job so far if it took you this long to notice him with his back pressed up against the chimney, kind of looking around. Bow and arrow.
So
in
he's
his
trying
hand.
to aim. He knows I'm here, basically.
Aim for his head.
He has not seen you yet, no.
Oh.
There's a lookout.
Although,
What did you say? I didn't hear any of that.
he has not seen you yet, no.
He has not seen me, but he's looking for intruders, I would guess.
So there's a lookout.
That's the only thing. I haven't done anything then, because he would have. Is that what you were rolling for there to see if he's seen me?
Yeah, that was his
You could
awareness
try to
check.
stealth. You could try to stealth kill him, or
That would work.
Yeah, watch it. Watch that other guy. Watch his man fall from the roof dead.
So there's definitely something going on here if there's a lookout. They're just waiting for it to happen.
Guy with a really fancy sword is like screams.
I mean, I got a plan, but I won't be able to do anything till you get back, obviously.
So he's looking out on the rooftop. So I'm looking at the line of sight between us. So his line of sight would be about that. Can you see the arrow?
Yeah.
Which means I'm on the other sloping side of the roof, so he's not going to be able to see me from.
I mean, if you poke your head
Basically-
out enough, he'd be able to see you, and that's kind of how you noticed him. You poked your head out a little bit.
I know he's there now, so I'm going to be acutely aware of that. And now he's the only one I've seen, right? What are the other rooftops?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Yeah,
I mean, like I said, I may have a.
where'd the big bad go?
I'm going to have my crossbow already out at my side just in case, but I'm going to keep watching a little while longer. Or actively trying to stay out of this dude's sight.
A couple minutes later, guy comes back up and picks up his position on the chimney again. Kinda looks around. The grin on his face has faded away to something a bit more impatient.
Waiting for something that I haven't arrived yet.
Kinda then lifts up one of his arms, which has been clasped behind his back, and looks at his forearm, holding it up a bit. Roll me an awareness check.
Is he looking at a watch or something?
11.
Or a tainted arm.
As you're sort of watching him look at his arm, you notice a few little sparkles of gold around his forearm.
Fancy.
Squinting your eyes a little bit, you're able to deduce little studs of amber growing out of his skin.
I think we found the leader.
That's not good.
So he's the leader, quite clearly.
Or at least someone that's important.
Huge.
Your stealth
Don't
roll.
think he
Your
noticed.
stealth roll was 10, right?
Yes. I think so. Let me look. No, it was 11.
That was an
Yeah.
awareness roll, not a stealth roll.
Oh, no, I'm looking.
Yeah,
was it?
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that was 16. That was my jump up, wasn't it?
Yeah,
And
That
then
was-
afterwards, that was an 11. So yeah,
Is
it's
it the
11.
12?
Let's see here. The 16 was your jump up. Then scrolling down, there was the
11,
10,
10 for
12.
awareness there, 11. So yeah,
okay.
it was.
Yeah. All right.
It was the one right after 16, so it was 11.
Okay.
Okay.
So he still has not seen you.
Good.
Still, that's definitely the guy we're after.
Couple minutes later, you notice another cultist with a bow and arrow kind of comes walking up, talks to who you presume to be Saran in a hushed voice. Saran turns right back around, kind of jabs at him, and the guy quickly ducks back down and disappears from sight.
I'm noticing a trap door there. That's of interest. Yeah. Still, there's definitely a hideout here somewhere. So,
Definitely looks like we're maybe walking into a trap.
well, you don't know that.
Whoa.
I wouldn't
know,
say a trap.
I mean,
He's
we got
probably-
an archer.
It's a
He's
good thing
probably-
we didn't run in here.
Yeah,
So he's
that's
definitely waiting for something.
that's why I said to send you to the roof.
I mean, as I said, I may have a plan, but I can't do anything till you come back.
Can I sneak back to tell the others what I've seen, and sneak back to continue keeping an eye?
Sure, though you'll have to make another stealth roll on your return trip.
Alright. We go for now and just tell them what I've seen.
Kind of nudge your token back and swap us back to the city map. Kind of come back to the others. You see Nee sort of nimbly running back along the roofs towards you.
Well, good news is I found Saran, the guy we need. He has amber growing from his body.
That's not good.
Oh my goodness.
How many men does he have with him?
I've seen 2 so far, though one's on a rooftop, other seems to be in a building. He has a habit of standing on the chimney.
Did they see you?
No.
What's he
What
doing?
else did you see? What's it like?
It's in a square, there's a well in the middle. It seems like he's impatiently waiting for something, assuming this meeting our scout mentioned. The question is, do you think he's awaiting the return of this scout?
That might be it.
I didn't think of that.
This is.
Well, we need this guy alive for questioning, but we can't touch him because of the amber. We might get infected. So, do we have a way of containing him that doesn't involve physical contact?
What parts of him were infected? Did you see?
His right forearm. But I wouldn't trust there isn't more.
Does it work on mechanics?
No.
Like, say, Rocket's leg?
As far as we know, it's never infected wildlife like chocobos, has it?
Amber is actually much more likely to infect wild animals. Anything with a less developed mind is more susceptible to its corruption.
Never mind then.
And it's
and
it's worth noting, I need to clarify something here. The amber itself doesn't unanimously across all fronts generate this same plague. This is the first time it's done this specific thing, generating a plague that spreads through contact. And again, don't forget, people who survive the infection are the ones who are then corrupted by the amber.
So the question is, do you want me to continue watching to see if this meeting happens? Or do you want to go in? Either way, we should have the element of surprise.
Well, if you say it's in a square, do you think it's possible that we could get them by surprise? I mean, whereabouts are they not keeping an eye out?
They've got one guy on the roof, as far as I can see, and then there's Saran himself looking out so far. Only intermittently.
Would there be any way to
We
sneak up on
report to the
Saran?
castle what we know.
I could ambush him with an arrow, though there's no saying if people will retreat or not.
But we
As
also
for-
need to keep his attention off. Just
As
in
for-
case.
As for Rocket's question, we could go back to the palace and report, but then we would lose out a chance if Saran is here.
True.
Also, this may be his main hideout.
That is also true.
I mean, if you could take out the archer on the roof, knee.
I doubt I could do that without raising the alarm. So I would say if you want to go in, I would try and
that's why-
ambush Saran, then
I
focus on the archer while you guys go after him.
Well, there's
That
the
seems
thing.
to be underestimating him.
Yeah.
Say, if this
I
is
have
the
got
leader,
a bit of a crazy plan,
Right.
and hear me out. If you could sneak up and take out that guy, and if Rocket and Thanatos find a way to get around, I would reveal myself and try to make out that I'm trying to join his ever-growing cult.
absolutely not.
I know it's a bit of a risk, but if we could
There's
just
two-
get his tension off.
There's no reason you couldn't do that without before we take out, because I doubt I'll be able to take out that archer without drawing attention. Like even just falling from even if I manage to hit him without that, if he doesn't die, he shouts. If he dies, falls off the roof, that makes a noise.
That is true. Also, by now he knows if he doesn't know directly about us, he knows something messing with his plan.
How about a mix of the two plans? I return to the rooftops and keep my crossbow squared on him. Alistair goes in, tries to talk to him, get him to come down into the square, and when the moment is right, we get him.
That could be a plan.
Alright.
Just be
Here's-
careful, Nee. If you do.
Why are you telling me to be careful? You're the one that's going to be talking.
I know, but if you're going to plan to take out him when I talk to him, Remember of that archer.
All right.
I'm
Alright.
gonna hit him first, and then I'm gonna focus on the archer when the
All right.
fight begins.
All right, guys. Here's the plan. Nee will get back onto the roof and take out that archer. But only when Alistair gives the if things go.
Only
Alistair,
if Alistair gives the signal, or if I see things are going wrong.
or thing going wrong. Rocket will be hiding just out of sight, right by Alistair, in case there are other.
At the bottom of the street, like I've been doing. It's only a quick few second run up.
As for me, I'll see if I can sneak around behind Saran and maybe take him by surprise.
I would be careful. There is that archer on the roof, and there might be more coming out.
I mean,
All right. Just as a
I was gonna
heads
say if
up,
you had like a knife or a dagger. But
sorry to pause for just a second, but we might have to have this session go a bit longer than normal, so just keep that in mind on the grounds that I'm, kind of in the middle of some stuff here, so don't be surprised if the session goes over the 2-hour mark, and we wind up going until much closer to Jibber Jabber, so be wary of that.
that's okay.
That's okay. We'll try to make this.
All right.
Right, we got a plan then. Let's hope everything goes well.
I have to try and get back into position first.
All right,
Right.
roll me that athletic. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to necessitate you roll the athletics check to get back up. You followed the same steps before. It's stealth that you're going to have to re-roll.
Fuck.
Oh.
Oh, no.